What I'm just arguing for an enabler of essence.
The day what?
An enabler of essence.
I can't hear. Somebody mic is like,
An enabler of essence.
oh, what's that?
Someone that enables essence.
Uh, what's the argument for it?
Yeah, sure. Check VC.
Yo, official, you missed it, bro. That nigga Shards bullied the fuck out of Saint.
Premise. Which premise do you disagree with?
All right, let me go to it. Damn.
It's not that longer.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
damn. What
A lot
the
of the
fuck?
stuff is just
Okay, our
repetitive.
essence is identical to our existence, or our essence is distinct from our existence. I don't see why would I disagree with that. Our essence is not identical with our existence. We don't need to argue upon that. Therefore, our existence is distinct from our essence. Don't matter if our essence is distinct from our existence, then essence is non-existent. What do you define as an essence?
It's your identity.
Your identity, and what do you define as your existence?
It's having a state of being.
What does that mean?
What does it mean to have a state of being?
Yeah.
This means to be like that you are, or yeah, that's the best way I can explain it.
That you
It is
are.
that you are. Yeah, like say for example, a thought. It has a state of being. Like the state of being is that it's a thought.
Alright, so like, let me see. As an instinct, I think I argued with you on this before. So if I'm gonna try to give my own example, or yeah, just give an example of essence. My bad.
Like being black, for example, that's a part of your essence.
That's an intrinsic property, or is just an essence that just exists?
Its essence as in like it's a part of your identity. It's part of your essence, as in it's part of our identity. You being black, for example, like the color of your skin.
Yeah, then I
Or
don't. Yeah, then I don't think that your what is it? Your essence and your what existence? Your essence and your existence has to be identical with each other for one to exist, because we know that the essence of the said particular person, for example, is going to be black, and that said blackness of the said character is going to exist via we seeing and via our epistemology.
oh yeah, essence exists.
Oh, you agree that essence exists?
Yeah.
But your argument just says if our essence is distinct from our existence, the essence is non-existence.
Yeah, all I mean by that is just that it's not existence. Essence is not existence. It's just tautological if you agree with premise too.
What do you mean by its non-existence? I don't know what that means.
It's just not existence. Like it's oh my, essence is not existence because essence is essence. Because essence is distinct from our existence. If they're distinct, then they're not the same. It's just
Are you saying the variables are going to be different, not that it doesn't exist?
yeah. I'm just saying they're different. Like
Oh, okay. If the essence is non-existence, then it isn't Jesus Christ. Then it is essential for it to not exist in itself. It is essential. If essence is non-existent, then it is essential for it to not exist in itself. What do you mean by the fifth premise?
essence can exist within virtue of itself, but it's not existence.
Because it's again, wait. Okay, so essence can exist by itself because it's non-existence. I don't know if you're using the wrong word for this, because if we already
It
agreed,
exists within virtue of itself because it isn't existence.
what do you mean by a virtue of itself?
Like, how would I explain this?
Yeah, he's referring to the ontological state.
No, I know, like it's going to be tautological to itself. It's going to be identical towards itself. Sure, I can agree to that. That's going to be like tautological towards itself. But virtuous, like Jesus Christ had a voice crack. But virtuous towards itself, I just don't see what he means by that, because we already agreed that the essence is going to exist or whatever, but it's just going to exist tautologically. But let's say we give it differentiated by just saying that yeah, it can exist tautologically, but I just don't see the correlation between the two. I
Yeah,
don't.
just like like if I say, for example, you exist in virtue of your mother, for example.
Oh, just arguing like a parasite, just like saying that it's gonna be It exists because of existence. Essence exists because of existence, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it exists because of existence.
Well, I'm not saying that it exists because of existence, but I'm saying like that could be an example of something you say it exists in virtue of. You say it exists in virtue of existence, but I don't think it does exist in virtue of existence. But
You think it exists in virtue of itself?
no, I'm saying it doesn't exist in virtue of itself.
So it has to exist in the virtue of existence.
It has to exist in virtue of something else.
And then I'm saying that something else has to be existence.
No, it's not because it's not existence.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be existence. It could be the contingent, not contingent, but dependent upon existence for it to exist.
It depends upon existence for it to exist, sure. It's the problem with
Okay.
that.
I didn't say something was wrong with them providing alternative, like just a different interpretation. But
I think both existence and essence are dependent on each other.
okay,
So
so
they can't exist within virtue of each other, so they're dependent on each other.
okay, so then if the essence is non-existence, then it is essential for it to not exist in itself. So yeah, then I don't see how the fifth premise is going to be valid.
You say you don't see how it's valid?
Yeah, if they're going to be what is it? If they're going to be dependent upon each other, then I don't see how essence cannot exist.
It
via
does.
itself. You said it does exist, and why you keep putting non-existence and doesn't exist in premise 5 and like premise 4 is just making me
I
confused.
clarified to you what I meant. It's just tautological that it's not existence.
Okay, so just feel
It
like
exists, but it
when you
isn't
clarify for me.
existence. Like when I say existence, I don't mean essence.
Okay, then when
Like
you
they're not synonymous, basically.
I'm not saying they have to be synonymous, but like when you clarify these things, just like pit brackets and just say the variables are going to be not
Yeah,
tautological.
I forgot to. I realized that like early in the debate when I first sent it.
Therefore, our essence is distinct from our existence. Then it's essential for it to not exist in itself. I'm guessing that would still mean the variables. If it essential for the essence to not exist in itself, then there must be something else in virtue of which it exists. Mm. What do you mean by premise 6?
Mm-hmm. If it is essential for essence to not exist in virtue of itself, then there must be something else in virtue in which it exists. I just mean that if it doesn't exist in virtue of itself, then it needs to exist in virtue of something else. I mean, that's just like obvious.
Yeah, like I think we clarified that's going to be existence. So for it is essential for the essence to not exist in itself. Therefore, there must be something else in virtue of it. I don't. What the fuck? All of this just repeats itself. I don't see how this is going to be like a contingent for like. I mean, not a contingent, but like a reason for why God exists.
Why an enabler of essence? Yeah, because
Yeah.
God is what essence exists in virtue of.
Yeah. So God can exist. You said God exists what essence is virtue of.
What essence exists in virtue of. We can do a different topic if you don't disagree with that definition.
I'm trying to see like.
Or I can run a different argument by you if you don't disagree with this definition.
Yeah, because if God is just exists as an essence, I don't see why that
An
was
enabler of essence.
something that enables essence, right?
Yeah.
And the enabler has to be something that exists, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that God exists, therefore He enables an essence.
Yeah. God, essence has to exist in virtue of something else. Therefore, that thing which it exists in virtue of is God.
Oh yeah, why is that God? There'd just be like a. Are you saying God is going to be a necessary being?
It's the enabler of essence. Yeah, it's necessary.
Okay, so I just think that would be like a necessary substance, unless you could provide reasoning for why this would be a necessary being.
I just did.
No, the thing that you did is just by saying that essence and essence and existence are going to be dependent upon each other. And if essence exists, existence has to exist. So for existence to bring forth essence, or it has to enable, or it has to like enable essence or whatever, that enabler will have to be God. I'm disagreeing with it being God. I'm saying it can be a necessary substance.
That's
Because
not
it could be
dumbass, ugly ass, stupid ass, retarded ass.
that's why I really don't get what he's saying. That's why I'm saying you might not disagree with my definition. I can run a different argument by you, dude. I said
No,
this like 5 times.
no,
But
yeah,
I'm telling you, I
yeah.
proved that an enabler of essence exists, hence that is God. But
No, yeah. You're saying that an enabler of essence exists, then you presuppose that it was going to be God. I'm saying that under that presupposition, I can provide a different alternative by just stating that the person that's going to exist is going to be a necessary substance. You did not prove evidence to
a
why it was.
necessary substance that
Hold on.
enables
I'm not
essence.
God. I'm not done. I'm not done. The only thing that you did prove that something to exist or for something to have an essence that said existence has to exist and that existence has to be an enabler for the said essence or whatever. I'm saying you never proved that said essence or the person that enables essence or whatever has to be God. So I'm providing a different alternative.
It's
Which is
analytically true.
what do you mean by analytically true? By just stating that he enables essence?
That if I define a chair as a red spinning ball and there's a red spinning ball, it's analytically true that red spinning ball is a chair.
Yeah, I'm arguing that said. Okay, sure, that definition can exist, but I'm saying I can argue the same
Okay,
definition.
then if this fits the
I'm not done.
definition, then it's
I'm
analytically
not done.
true.
Okay, so I'm saying you can say that definition exists. I can also say that a different definition for a natural essence can exist as well. Like, what's wrong with that? That same definition can use the
Okay,
same word for
cool.
like a natural essence.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
natural substance. Okay, now do you want to argue upon why is it going to be God or why is it going to be a natural essence? I mean, a natural substance,
Dude,
necessary
you can say
substance.
it's a natural substance. I'm telling you, that doesn't disagree with my position. If you want me to run a different argument by you that does disagree with that, we can do that.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
argument doesn't disagree with that.
Whyfun. Again, I said if you define God as the enabler of essence or whatever. I'm saying the same definition can be used for like the enabler essence for a natural, I mean, a necessary substance or whatever. So of course your argument just entails that what is it? Something that enables essence does exist, but your presupposition is going to be that it's God via the analytics. I'm saying the analytics can be the same for like a necessary substance or whatever. So if a necessary substance had the same definition for what God is, then I would just entail that we have to argue upon if it's going to be God or it's going to be a necessary substance.
Yeah, for the sake of saving everyone like this vicious circularity because you're retarded, I'll just use a different argument.
Yeah,
That
I
nigga
guess.
said
Run away.
vicious. I ain't gonna lie, that
You
circularity
kind of
is
won't laugh.
terrible.
See, you kind
I'm
of
not
won't
gonna
laugh.
lie.
You got to ask me by shards. Go back on mute, little nigga.
You wasn't even here.
Uh,
I
yo,
heard.
Okay,
brainless.
so
You wasn't even here.
I
look at
heard.
VC
You got
chat.
to be
Yo,
bad.
brainless.
Cool. So do
Yeah.
you disagree with anything?
Ray, your mic is horrible. I mean, your mic is like going on. Oh, we
Oh,
did.
I
Yeah,
was just gonna ask.
He said shit,
Um,
deep. What? Okay, it's a shit. Okay, I guess. Change this actualization by potential. Potential needs to be actualized by something actual. Why does potential need to be actualized by something actual?
yeah, because if it's not actualized by something actual, then it's actualized by nothing. That's a contradiction.
What's wrong with something being actualized by nothing? You said it would be a contradiction. Why is that a contradiction?
Yeah, because to cause something, you need causal power, and causal power is a property. Yet nothing has no properties.
A causal power is a property.
Yeah.
What do you define as a property?
Identifying feature.
An identifying feature. So non-existent is an identifying feature as well. So like that's a property, right?
The non-existence.
Yeah, non-existence is an identifying property or identifying feature, which is non-existence. That's a property.
I don't think identifying. I don't think non-existence is an identifying feature.
Yeah, I already explained why would it be. I mean, why would
Why?
it be? I already explained that. I just said non-existence. That's going to be an identifying property. To identify non-existence, non-existence will have to exist or whatever. That's the name for for the non-existence thing. It's going to be non-existence. So I'm saying that's going to be
No, that's not dude. That's not an identifying property. The thing that's identifying property is existence. You just say non-existence is just you not having this identifying property.
Yeah, yes, Whyfun. I know you can say that it's going to be, I mean, an identifying property is going to be something that exists or whatever, but I'm obviously disagreeing, right? I'm saying due to the thing that you provided, we're just saying that what is it? A property would just be an identifying factor or whatever. I'm saying we can identify non-existent to be distinct from existence by knowing what non-existent is or telling or showing, not showing, but knowing non-existent is and knowing what the word of non-existent is, right? So I'm saying non-existent will still be an identifying property because we can distinct it from something else that it does exist, which is an identifying property.
Yeah, you can tell it. Yeah, you're saying you can tell it the difference because this thing doesn't have the property. You're not disagreeing with what I'm saying.
I think I am. I don't think you're understanding. It's all right.
No, because the whole thing is you're just leading to a different conclusion. My thing is I'm saying that sure, we can tell these two things apart because one identifying property is existence. If I show you something that doesn't exist, you wouldn't know what non-existence is. You would know what existence is.
Once again, Whyfun, yes, we can know what non-exist. I mean, we can know what existence is, right? But we know that non-existence still has an identifying property, which is identifying non-existence as non-existence. We know that it has a distinction between existence or whatever, and we know that existence has an identifying property, and the distinction between existence is going to be non-existence. So we can further still say logically, non-existence will have an identifying property via the linguistics of it.
No.
I don't care about you just saying no. That's not a defeater.
Yeah, we can appeal to shards.
Okay.
You ignore my whole reason.
I agree with existence being an identifying property, but I stated my own alternative interpretation. But yeah, we can agree to.
Sure.
Guys, who you think won the point?
I was
He's so
listening. I ain't gonna
dumb.
lie. I completely forgot I was judging.
We
I
I
can conclude real quick. So to explain why
I,
Tilly didn't attack, would you listen to conclusion real quick, shards, or you don't fuck?
I can listen to conclusions.
Yeah, so simply an identifying feature would be if I show you this feature, you would be able to tell what this thing is if I show you this identifying feature. If I show you non-existence, you wouldn't know what that is. But if I showed you something that exists, I then showed you non-existence, you wouldn't know what non-existence was, you would know what existence is. And you would say this thing isn't existence. That's not you identifying the thing. That's you identifying that this thing does not have the property of existence. So the only thing you can identify about it is existence. Because you can identify existence.
Okay,
But
so
you
yeah,
can identify non-existence.
okay, so yeah, I know. Yeah, I kept saying to him that yeah, we an identifying property for existence. We know that identifying property for existence exists. I'm stating that non-existent is going to be the distinction from not existence, whatever. So we know linguistically non-existent is going to have a property, and that property is going to be the linguistics of non-existence. So then I told him that sure we can keep saying that whatever we can like let's say empirically show that non-existent exists or whatever. I don't care for that, but I'm saying that empiricism that we can show is the property of non-existence, which is going to be linguistics. That would just entail that it has a property via the linguistics.
Hey, don't like y'all disagree. What's going on here?
That's what I told him. I told him literally we just have different conclusions.
Yeah, I'm saying the conclusion is of mine
But
is just
no, so he ignored the
sorry,
reason.
go
Which
ahead.
is literally just that if I showed you existence, you would be able to identify that. If I showed you non-existence, you wouldn't be able to identify that absence of any other features.
Yeah, and I'm saying you don't need empirical evidence to identify something. That's why I brought in linguistics. That we know that non-existent is going to be a distinction from existence.
I'm saying they're distinct. Yeah, the linguistic distinction is the fact that we know existence.
Yeah. Oh, look. Yeah. So yeah, the what is it? Yeah, I'm saying that sure the distinction is going to entail that existence exists. We know that the existence exists or whatever. But I'm saying the distinction will also provide that non-existence is a property or identifying property as well via the denotation or analytics that you're perceiving, that you're conceding to.
Anyway, so Raj, what do you think we should do? Who do you think won for?
So wait, let me get this straight. So you're saying Whyfun, you're saying we can distinguish between non-existence and existence because existence has some sort of identifying property, but non-existence has no identifying properties. However, you
Yes.
can say the lack of identifying properties lacks identifying properties, right? Am I misunderstanding that? Okay, and you're saying, right, Brainless, that you don't need empirical data for existence because you can have linguistics,
Yeah, basically,
right?
I'm just saying I don't think you need empirical justification to entail that something has a property or identifying property. That identifying property is going to be the distinction between existence.
And how did you disagree with the nothingness part? By saying it has a property of linguistics or something?
You said what?
He said it's identified with linguistics, which I don't really.
It's identified with linguistics.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying, unless I'm strawmanning you.
No,
Is that
yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah. I'm saying that it has the identification is going to be the distinction between existence or whatever. So if we can identify, let's say, non-existence via our empiricism, we can identify
Oh yeah, we literally don't disagree. I just realized that. Charles, who do you get a point to now?
So
Since he literally didn't attack my
there's
force.
nobody to give the point to if neither of y'all disagree. But wait,
He disagrees with my conclusion, but he didn't attack the reasoning.
Yeah, I agree
wait.
with.
So your conclusion. Wait, repeat me your conclusion real quick.
Yeah, my conclusion is just that a non-existence is not an identifying property. He thinks non-existence is an identifying property.
Yeah, and identification for that said property is going to be via linguistics. We don't need empirical justification. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, but my whole point of why I think I won is because I gave the reason for the linguistic distinction, which is because of existence.
Yeah, and I gave the reason to
And I
why.
gave
Wait,
you a
chill, chill,
reason as
chill,
to
chill, chill.
why existence is an identifying property, yet non-existence isn't.
All right, gonna.
Well, I'll give it
So
before
if you gave a reason, okay. So if we're going based off of that, I don't know what the reason is. I wasn't listening.
I'll give you the
If you're
reason is
listening
just
to
that if I showed you something that exists, you would know what existence
other
is.
than
But if I
that,
showed you
Okay, okay,
like if I
sorry.
showed you if you don't know anything and I show you something that exists, you wouldn't know what existence is. But if you
Yeah,
don't know anything and I show you what non-existence is, you wouldn't know
and
what it
why
is.
fun? Why fun? I kept telling you that I don't think we need empirical justification, which you didn't attack.
I don't think.
Still, we
Bro,
don't need
what?
empirical. That
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm saying that I don't think we need empirical
This
justification to
happens
say
a
that
lot.
something doesn't. Can you stop talking, Sink? I know you want to like defend your boyfriend, but go back on mute.
After this.
You will lose again.
Uh,
But anyways, Shars, yeah, I'm saying that I don't which he did an attack. I don't think we need empirical justification to until that something has identifying property. I said we can linguistically until that something has an what is it? Identifying property by saying it's a distinction from existence. Sure, I can agree that existence is gonna be for something to exist it has to have the identifying property or whatever. But we just had different interpretations of how you can actually know if something has an identifying property. He said you have to empirically show it. You have to like show this person that this said thing has an identifying property. I just disagree. I'm saying that I don't think you need empirical justification to entail that something has an identifying property. I just think you need to show the linguistics and the distinction between the said
So
properties.
can I
To say,
ask Whyfun for a clarification? You need a reason for it?
all right, go ahead.
So when you say show nothing, are you limiting it just to empirical facts?
My example uses empiricism, sure, but that's not all that it is. I'm saying that because empirically, if I show you something and you can identify it, but if I don't show you anything empirically, then you can't verify it, which would entail that it's not an identifying property. Because you can use all my reasoning entails that you can use your empirical data to entail identical things, I'm sorry, identical features, my fault, identifying features.
Now, quick question, real quick. How does this respond to empiricism not being the only form of identification?
Not being the only reason for identification.
The only form, the only form or way to identify something.
Oh, I did not hear him say that. I'm not gonna lie, 'cause that
What?
claim is just
That's what
It's
he's
in
saying.
retarded.
recording. That's why I said we should just stop the recording and show them and just there to give a conclusion because I knew it was going to be a reason.
I don't. I'm not saying you didn't say. I'm saying I didn't hear you, but clearly he heard you, so it doesn't matter. Saying we should just go back and argue instead of go to conclusions. If I didn't hear you,
I don't know what
I
you
can
just
do
said,
whatever I want.
W.
so I'm saying I didn't hear you, so I think we should go back and argue upon it. For continue.
You literally okay? If you did a what? Stop trying to be intellectually dishonest. No, you did. You tried to attack it. It's in recording that you tried to attack it.
Try to attack what?
That I'm saying we don't need empirical justification or empirical evidence to until something has an identifying property.
And then I said all I said was, bro. I said what you said doesn't matter. I didn't hear what you said. I said what you said doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that we can tell the existence of identifying property via empiricism. That's all I was saying.
Then all I told you, because we wouldn't have an argument, we wouldn't have a disagreement. All I told you was that I don't think we need empirical evidence to until if something actually
Red
exists. I'm not.
hair, red hair, red hair.
Smoothie. He wants you to be charitable and just like argue upon like the topic.
Yeah, I just let
We
Shards
just
decide. Like Shards,
yeah,
he
we just
charitable
argued.
enough
We just argued upon the
It's
topic.
red
He just
hair, bitch.
Yeah, because he
why
didn't. Yeah, he
nigga
said he didn't
go
hear
back
it.
on mute? Like no one understands what you're saying.
Red hair, nigga.
Anyways, but I'm like I guess we could still argue upon it, but like again, like that's
Yeah,
just
sure.
like,
So how would you
blatantly,
identify something without empiricism? Go ahead.
But like anyways, I'm just saying this blatantly like intellectually dishonest. But you said how can we verify something that is not empirically there?
Yeah, without
I think we can,
empiricism, how can we verify something?
I think we can use like our rationalized mind or like we use rationalism by just stating, for example, that we know unicorn has the properties of something, it has identifying properties, but we can't tell that empirically that unicorn actually exists.
Are we not? Oh my goodness, our brains not like hardwired off of. How do we know what a unicorn is without empiricism?
Yeah,
Let's ask
okay.
you that.
Are you saying a unicorn exists?
I didn't say that.
Okay, so like
It's
I'm
based
saying
on empiricism, though.
Yeah, I don't think a unicorn is based on empiricism if it doesn't
We
exist.
seen a horse, we seen a horn, we put them two together, the unicorn.
Okay, oh my lord. So again, yeah, that's gonna be like agreeing with mine, right? Because I'm saying if let's say for example that a horse and a unicorn has distinction properties or distinctors between the said properties. If the distinctor between the properties is still going to entail that the distinction still has the properties or identifying properties, that would just entail that the unicorn still has identifying properties, not going to defeat it. So sure, we can say
What?
VR
Repeat what you
sure,
said? What you just said was retarded.
okay, so yeah, basically, I'm saying the distinction between a horse and a unicorn is that's going to agree with mine because I'm just stating that distinction would still validate that it's still going to have identifying properties or whatever. So if we can say, for example, that the properties from a unicorn comes from our empiricism through reality or whatever. But I still don't think that going to defeat what I'm saying because how we actually make up a unicorn is going to be via our empiricism. Sure, other people can have their own subjective thoughts of what a unicorn is, but how we make up a unicorn inside of the mind is going to be via our rationalism or our rationalism mind or whatever. I don't think that defeats
Yeah,
anything.
you started empiricism, so you need empiricism first. Okay, then. Yeah, we can conclude.
No, I don't think. No, we're not concluding. But like, no, I don't think we need
Give me
empiricism.
an
Like
example
I
of
said, I don't
something
think
that
we
you
need.
can think of that isn't based on empiricism. Go ahead.
Let me see. Mm, uh, hmm.
You can't.
No, I think I can. Hold on.
I nigga thinking hard.
Oh shit, hold on.
This
Mm.
nigga wait till this nigga realize he can't, bro. Like lock in.
It's not my fault. You want to be intellectually dishonest. If we argue this topic, we know that you heard the topic, what I was saying, but like, it's okay. I'll still beat you on the point. Hold on. I'm arguing. I mean, I think in like a fickle snack. I don't know. That I don't think that ever been empirically verified as our
Fickle
reality.
snack?
Yeah, fickle snack.
What's a fickle snack?
A fickle snack is going to be something that is we don't know the properties.
We don't know the properties of it.
Yep, a fickle snack.
What about a Jitliang?
A jet
You
yang can
said
be the
we
same.
don't know the properties of a fickle snack?
Yeah, we don't know the properties of a fickle
So we
snack, but
don't know what a fickle snack is. Okay,
yeah,
then.
yeah, I'm sure I can keep saying we don't know what a fickle snack is empirically, but I'm still saying in my mind I can still visualize a fickle snack or not visualize, still know the distinction between what a fickle snack and what everything exists inside reality. A fickle snack
No,
is
you
gonna
can't because then that would
Holy
entail some sort
fucking
of
yeah.
well, shut your dirty ass up and go back on mute,
that would
bitch ass.
entail some sort of identifying feature.
Exactly. So I'm saying the identifying feature is going to be the linguistics, not something that actually exists in our reality. Lock in.
You said the linguistics.
Yeah.
So if I say apple and I say fruit, those two things are like the same.
No, an apple and a fruit can be like improved to have identifying factors.
If they have a linguistical distinction, so an
Yeah,
apple's not a fruit.
yeah. I never said that apple is going. It's not going to be a fruit, or whatever. They can have like linguistical distinctions, but I'm saying the linguistical.
Oh, so like it has a
I'm not done.
linguistical
I'm not done. I'm
distinction, but
not
it
done. I'm not
means
done.
the same
Like
thing.
I know you. I know
Oh,
you
okay, then.
like. I know you're trying to like seem to the audience that you that you think that you're winning because you're cutting me off. But no, I'm saying that the apple and the fruit are going to be something that empirically exists. They can have like linguistical distinctions or whatever. But I wouldn't defeat my argument. My argument is just saying that the linguistical distinction is going to be non-existence and existence. If that said things have a linguistical distinction, therefore it would still have an identifying property. I brought in a fickle snack because we can exist. We can like we can think of that inside the mind, but it doesn't until the fickle snacks has existence. We can just still linguistically describe it. What's going to be the contradiction?
You can't linguistically describe it. You just gave it a title. That title could just be synonymous with nothing. But via what you just said, it would be synonymous with nothing since it has no identifying features. So we
Let's go
can
to
go to conclusion, which just goes
yeah.
back to my point. You
Let's go to
still
conclusion.
haven't given an example of something we can conceptualize on empiricism.
Yeah, yeah, I literally did. I'm saying that linguistics is going to be linguistics is the only thing that we need for verification for something to have an identifying property or whatever. We don't have to empirically perceive it.
I just told you why that's wrong.
Let's go to
Apple and
conclusions.
fruit. An apple
Let's,
isn't a fruit. Water is an H2O is another example.
that doesn't defeat anything I'm saying.
Water
I'm saying
H2O.
I'm,
Via
I'm,
your argument, those
let's
two
go to
things would be
conclusions.
distinct, but they
Let's
wouldn't
go
be
to
labeled
conclusions.
in the same thing. Yes, they
Whyfun, let's
would.
go to conclusions. Let's go to conclusions.
Sure.
You didn't attack anything. What the fuck? All right, you can go. Why, Shards, are you here?
So obvious. Fuck.
It's all right that you didn't understand what
He
a
said
fickle.
conclude. He said conclude in chat.
All right, go to conclusion, little nigga.
Okay. So again, it just goes back to he said we don't have to use empiricism to conceptualize something. I told him, give me an example of something we can conceptualize without empiricism. He said, Franklin snack, whatever the hell he said. He said this thing has no identifying features. I'm like, oh, we don't know the identifying feature. I'm like, oh, so to our knowledge, then it's just nothing. It's just another label for nothing. And he was like, yeah, well, it creates a linguistical distinction. Therefore, we conceptualize something without identifying property or something. He said we did it without empiricism, but I still think, like I said, we base nothingness off the empiricism of existence. I've been saying this since the beginning. So if his claim is just synonymous with nothing, then we get nothing from something. We used empiricism to gain it. So he still hasn't proved his burden.
Oh, this nigga's stupid. Can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, the argument is just gonna be like, how can we tell if something exists, via without an empiricism or whatever. So right, stop typing, nigga. I gotta go. Let me just look inside VC. But anyways, okay, so he said, can we tell if something exists without using our empiricism or whatever? I brought forth a fickle snack or whatever. I said a fickle snack can be like a linguistically, it's gonna be like a linguistical distinction between everything that else that exists because they only exist inside the mind or whatever. So I'm saying the properties of its existence is gonna be distinct from existence, so we know that it has an identifying property. That identifying property is just gonna be a fickle snack. That's why it linguistically exists. So I'm stating the linguistics of the said thing is going to provide existence towards it. I don't think we need empirical evidence, which he keep trying to provide empirical evidence, which I kept saying we don't need, which is why I provide a linguistical.
It's quiet.
Pause.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on,
pause.
hold on. Char's earphones died.
Yeah.
I can hear y'all.
Anyway,
Oh.
how's everyone day
My
going?
bad. I did
Especially
not.
my goat.
Yeah, like Braylon, just give him a second. Let him charge his power pods.
Oh
This
shit!
nigga right real soon.
Nigga said it's power pause.
Anyway, how's everyone night going?
Smoothie
About
about
1 a.m.
No, I'm not finna say the entire debate, little nigga. I don't know why you laughing, little nigga. Come get beat on next. But
Wow, so that
You can throw that.
nigga
All right,
trolled.
Kimura.
Wait, Smoothie, didn't you lose to me though? Like not too long ago?
no one lost to you. I still have the properties. Your character still have the properties of being a challenge to overcome, which my character is already over, retard. Your character is still a
Mm,
challenge. Character still wins, retard.
no, I already explained to you why that
I
ability
know you have
doesn't.
the ability to stutter, sync, but it doesn't defeat anything I'm saying. It's all right.
I mean, I guess.
You have the ability to say but doesn't defeat anything again.
I also said I guess. Did she forget about that?
Yeah, I didn't forget that you just stuttered once again, but okay.
I mean, that's good. That's good, man.
Come on,
Dang.
continue.
Yup.
Damn, that's the greatest syllogism like in the world.
I'm gonna use this Whyfun argument against
No,
Corn.
that
This
is
arg-
the funniest syllogism to this day, bro.
Hey, Corn, you feel like amping me tomorrow like meta ethics still? Not still, but like again.
What's
Think
up?
you feel like teaching me a little bit more, like a little bit more in depth into like meta ethics tomorrow.
Maybe later. I'll see. Not right now though. But
All
yeah.
right.
Hi, Corey.
What's up, bro? Bro, I stayed up all night, bro. This isn't good.
Type shit.
Or he said just continue. Yeah, just listen to Rec.
Okay. So no one delete rec. All right, actually, I'm gonna save that point just so niggas don't be weird.
Delete it. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.